Okay, let's dive into a really powerful way of looking at education. It's an idea that might just challenge everything you've ever thought about what school is supposed to be.
So, we're going to start with this foundational belief from the educational visionary Professor Dr. Graus. It's so simple, but it's incredibly profound. A child's world, their entire horizon of what's possible for them, is something we build. It's based on the experiences we give them.
And that, of course, leads to a really critical question for all of us. If a child's dreams are literally limited by what they see, then what are we actually showing them in our schools day in and day out? It kind of forces you to step back and rethink the whole purpose of our education system, doesn't it?
So, who is the man behind all these big ideas? Well, Professor Graus isn't just some theorist, he's a genuine disruptor in the world of learning.
He's a celebrated pioneer. He was even honored by the Queen with an OBE for his work. His whole career has been laser focused on one thing: creating learning environments that are dynamic, hands on, and built completely around the child.
And I love this description of his approach. It's been called a place where Jean-Jacques Rousseau meets Willy Wonka. Just think about that for a second. It's this perfect mix of deep, serious educational philosophy and the pure, imaginative wonder of a chocolate factory. It's about serious learning, but never, ever losing that sense of joy and discovery.
Okay, so with that philosophy in mind, Professor Graus gives a pretty sharp diagnosis of what he thinks is broken in modern schooling. And he argues that we've just become obsessed with all the wrong things for all the wrong reasons.
He says that at the very heart of the problem is a fundamental lack of trust. And when you think about it, it's everywhere. From national inspections all the way down to school rules like silent corridors, it all sends a clear message. We don't really trust our teachers to teach, and we definitely don't trust our children to learn. And what's the result of all this mistrust? Well, our whole sense of accountability has shifted. We're not accountable to the child anymore. We're accountable to the system, to the metrics, to the frameworks, to the political goals. The success of the system itself has become way more important than the success of the actual child.
This analogy he uses just perfectly illustrates the point. He points out that if you actually read a lot of educational policy documents, the word child is often missing. The very person the whole system is supposed to be for becomes just another data point, almost an afterthought in a conversation about their own future. It's wild.
But here's the good part. After diagnosing the problem, he doesn't just leave us hanging. He offers a really inspiring and actionable vision for a better way forward, a way that completely redefines what the end goal should be.
And this right here is the absolute core of his vision, this powerful distinction he makes. Schooling, he says, is a finite process. It's about getting through a set number of years, it's about passing tests. But education, oh, that's a lifelong journey. It isn't about teaching kids what to think, it's about teaching them how to think. It's about preparing them for life itself.
So, how do we actually do this? Well, his framework is built on 4 key steps. It all starts with trust. From there, you provide real-world experiences so they can connect learning to life. And doing that, well, that builds confidence, the freedom to get things wrong. And the ultimate goal of all of this? To help every single child find their own unique passion. Their why, the thing that's going to drive them for the rest of their life. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? What he's saying is that confidence, that resilience to try and fail and learn from it, that's the real engine of success. And the grades and the test scores, they're just a byproduct. If you get the confidence right, he says, the grades will take care of themselves.
All right, so finally, let's talk about the legacy of this vision. Because this isn't just about changing systems on a grand scale. It's about the personal responsibility that every single educator holds in their hands every single day.
And look, these aren't just theories on a page. These are real-world initiatives that have already impacted millions of kids. Places like Kidzania, which is literally a city run by kids, or the Children's University. These are spaces where children actually get to experience their potential, not just hear about it in a classroom. And for him, this work is deeply, deeply personal. He shared that the process of writing down his philosophy for his book actually gave him the resilience he needed to face a personal cancer diagnosis. The vision of strength that he has for children, well, it became his own source of strength. And this is the powerful reminder he gives to every educator out there. Your influence doesn't just end when the school bell rings. It echoes for decades. 50 years from now, someone you taught is going to be telling a story. And in that story, they will say your name. And that really just leaves us with this final provocative thought. The system might have its flaws, sure, but that connection between an educator and a child is a space of immense power. The legacy you create, the story they're going to tell about you, at the end of the day, that is up to you.